Hi, good morning. Video 2. Yes, I'm just eating these videos because I want to make my videos, but I'm hungry. So, anyways, I made the previous video because I was thinking, I was just like, the phone stuff, and it's like, then like not having a wallet, and then like just like be thinking about like identifications and stuff like that. I was just like, you know what? I kind of forgot about a few things. Let me just notate right quick. But yeah. Hold on. The right light setting. Did I look like this last video? Wait 1 second. Whatever. Anyways, so I've just been on TikTok and like doing stuff. The AI mermaids. The AI mermaids, I have beef with the AI mermaids. None of them look good. I do not like the AI mermaids. It's because like it doesn't like okay, so like they always do like this swinging motion and like I don't know, it's always awkward to me. I found one that looks good. It was this black girl with braids. It was like the only one that looked good. Like even the celebrity ones, I'm just like it's so uncanny valley. But yeah. Um but on TikTok the spiritual spaces are coming back and that's really nice because I made videos before on those spaces and like you know how they were sort of changing or getting pulverized. Um and yes, you can find like places like that in the local community, but I'm more of in a religious space right now. Like not personally, but like in a religious space than a spiritual space. And like I mean, like you would see me in the backyard. Like it looks like I'm praying, but I'm meditating. But like, because at one point people were just like, "Oh, suddenly he's religious." Da 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 da. I'm like, no, I'm just meditating. But like, you can only put your hands like in so many positions. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only so many positions you can do. Anyways, um, but like, yeah. So, but it's nice having those spaces more readily accessible because they do exist in in like other bubbles. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how fruitful that is, just because of where I am. And although I do feel like I would probably need to, you know, just like run into like another spiritual bestie somewhere, and hopefully that just happens naturally. But online is really nice because you know it's good to get informed by like little things. Like it's not like I'm jumping into another practice or anything like that. And while some spiritualists can be sort of pretentious and sort of talk to us like us the people that are viewing the content like we're immediately violating spiritual boundaries or treating like communication with spirits like we own them or something, and it's not like that. It's never been like that. It's kind of frustrating to absorb what they're saying because they just feel like judges, and that's not what a lot of us look for in those spaces, especially just like people who just kind of who who have multiple parts to their identity. So it's not just a main focus; it's just an aspect of ourselves and our reality. And a lot of us, including especially people of color, we grew up in communities that, whether or not you fully believed in certain things, you always respected those spiritual spaces, whether you interacted with them or living alongside them, or you just sort of stayed away from them. Either way, or even if you don't believe in it, you still respected it out of caution. So it's not like everybody's coming from a place to where it's not necessarily a life factor and then immediately feeding into whatever someone gives them. So I do feel like when it comes to that part of communication, I feel like some creators could like ease up a little bit, but because some of us are really trying to find a space where we can really be ourselves in that aspect without feeling judged or being treated as purely ignorant, especially when there's like, you know, common things you can get into. Not everybody needs like a major spell for everything, or not everybody wants to pray to like every Greek god on the roster. And there's like there's been like casual like house tips, and herbs that are all, like herbs that are in your cabinet that can be used for like protection and such, or even what to do with eggshells. My mother likes to use it to put it in her gardening pots, in like her pots for like soil or whatever. But then you can also use that for protection in front of your front door. Just little things like that, just to integrate that into your home life, but in a sort of safe way. And was one thing I really appreciate, and it's nice, sort of having that casual community back without the pressure to be dramatic with it. And it's really good for people that are just getting into it, in my opinion, because it makes it readily accessible, and it shows the casual nature of being spiritual instead of just assuming like the most eccentric parts of that belief system or that belief, and or a practice, if you choose to like make it a practice. And like an understanding that like somebody's not just like, nobody's like trying to just jump into a closed practice, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's just sort of a common sense thing for most people. So it's really nice having those things back, and it also just like it's just fun and educating. And I like plants anyways, so if they're just like, this plant that is a spice in your cabinet, okay, you combine these three for some good energy, and this is how you do it. Boom! I feel like I'm in Harry Potter. I'm making potions. Speaking of, remember that trending sound? That guy who said like, you telling us we put like dead animals, water, and spices in a pot and boil it, and that's not witchcraft. That's why a friend from high school, she said food always tastes better when you make it with love, and I believe that to be true, 100%, 100%. And if you're in a bad mood, the food usually tastes bad, even if you follow all the instructions like correctly. Like if your process is correct, if your feelings, if the negative feelings are in it, the food isn't going to taste as good. And it's like one of those little things, um so like that's my little like spiritual rant or like ramble or whatever about like the spiritual spaces on TikTok. But it's been really nice, and it's been really good to feel seen in that way. And it's helped me reconnect with a part of myself that I've been kind of ignoring for a while, just because of the negative connotations to certain effects on the space, has sort of like, where you, and then like just like life. So you just kind of like, you get separated from those things after a while, just because. So it's really good to reunite with that part of myself, and tap back into that part of the community. And not just for me, but I hope everyone who has like, who has connections or sort of yeah, who have a connection to certain spaces or those certain energies, realign yourself to those, because yes, they make it seem like, sometimes people have to ground themselves in reality, because so they don't get lost in the sauce, but that is reality. It's just another layer of reality, and sometimes you need to ground yourself in that to remember certain important things that may get lost in the harsh complexity of the immediately tangible world. I hope that makes sense. I don't know.